theatricality and deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated, but we are initiated.
You get what you fucking deserve!
You get what you fucking deserve!
What's going on, guys? GMB back with another video. Shout out to all the new subscribers, man. I appreciate your support. Salute to all the grown men out there handling their motherfucking business. I hope you fellas are continuing to take care of yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. Check this out, guys. People are so used to hearing lies that the truth actually offends them. I say that because it's so many times you hear that men are bitter, men hate women, who hurt you. You hear all kind of shaming language like that when you decide to talk about female nature. And it's just, these women are oblivious to their own behavior. They don't tend to believe just how diluted they are until someone actually screens them with questions about what's their end game and how do they go about attaining this goal, this fantasy that they have for themselves. It's unfortunate that they have to find this out this way, but the truth of the matter is that your behavior has been in question for quite some time, but men haven't had the platform or the ability to actually call this shit to task. No one has held women accountable for their actions. And then when they look up and they have aged and they're alone and can't figure out why men aren't checking for them for relationships, then they will actually try to rationalize it by saying that, men ain't shit. There are no good men out there, when the fact of the matter is that in a lot of these cases, these women aren't attracted to decent men. It's actually frowned upon for a man to actually have morals and standards and character and discipline by these women. This is where you have this old cliche that, women are attracted to the bad boys. I mean, it's for a reason, because women's sexual history and their choices, their poor choices in men reflects this. And then when you talk about this stuff, man, all of a sudden you hate women and all this other stuff, man. That's not, that is a lie. Most men would love to have families. They would love to have a woman of their own race as their wives and nurturers and a partner, have a partnership, but this woman has to be cooperative. You know what I'm saying? She has to lose this strong and independent attitude, or actually speaking over a man. This is a problem, a lot of the problems that you see now. When you meet a woman with facts and logic and reason, she's gonna get upset. She's gonna argue with you. She's gonna raise her voice. You can throw all logic out of the window because she's going to base every reaction upon her emotions. That, well, I feel like this. I feel like I'm entitled to this. This is because women act and behave according to their emotions. They make their choices based on their emotions being stimulated. Over time, men have gotten tired. They've grown tired of trying to explain to women the error in their ways. But now that there is a platform for men to speak, women are starting to see this. They're starting to see that, everything that they've been programmed and conditioned to believe has been a lie. And many of them are going to die alone unless they take a look in the mirror and start to actually do some self-analyzing and start to change their behavior. But when you've been conditioned to behave like this your whole life, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very difficult for you to change those patterns that you have been doing all your life. You know what feeds delusion more than anything is hope. And a lot of people have a lot of false hope, a lot of false, unrealistic expectations based on the fact that people have been lying to them and conditioning them to believe something about themselves that's untrue. This is where you have the average 3 or 4 who think she's a 10. You also have guys stuck in the friend zone out of hope and scarcity. They don't have a whole lot of options, and a lot of women, they have unlimited options, so therefore it fuels their delusion to think that, as they age, their value increase. They will still be able to get a man and not have to die alone. But they will never get the quality of man that they feel like they deserve. And asking them, why do they feel like they deserve this? They will give you some unrealistic, answer. They know that there is no reason that they deserve this. Most of them believe that just because of their vag. You understand what I'm saying? And another thing about these friend zone guys, that hope stuff. They feel like one day they're going to put all their cards in her hand and believe that, one day she's going to see my value. If I'm just an emotional tampon for this woman, if I'm, if I can show her that I'm there and I'm committed to being there for her, that she will one day sexually desire me. No, you're just like one of her homegirls, man. And the sad part about it, many guys wait in these friend zones for years until she's washed up and worn out, and then she will pretend like she loves you sexually, intimately. But you're just a placeholder. You're someone that she's settling for, because her options are limited at that point. These are guys that are simps. The fact of the matter is, man, many people overvalue themselves on the sexual marketplace. Because you look good, you feel like you hold value, although you've had many sexual partners, and it decreases your value. It decreases your ability to pair bond with a man. And you got a bad attitude. So even though you may be a 8 in looks, because of your sexual history, you're actually a 2. And if you have multiple children out here, it decreases your value even more. And in a lot of instances with guys, they figure because they have a whole lot of money that they can have the pick of the litter. Sure, you can. But guess what? You're going to attract whores. Women who simply look to use you. You have a lot of stuffed confidence. And so you're not as appealing as a man who is in his true masculinity, in his masculine frame at all times. This guy, he actually has all the qualities that a woman wants. He's a man's man. Plus, having those masculine traits, he has the ability to get his finances up. And he has the looks to go along with it because of the way that he carries himself. See, this is why a lot of these bras, they end up hitting misery, because they are attracted to a lot of these guys with that stuffed confidence. A guy can go out here and portray the bad boy persona, though he has no bad boy in him whatsoever. And a lot of the times these women realize that he was just a simp the whole damn time, trying to emulate what he thought women were attracted to. And this is what a lot of young women do. They end up with these type of men, and they procreate with these type of men. And once they start to wake up and realize that the type of man that they really want isn't out there for them, it's actually a huge hit to their ego. And this is what we are witnessing now that men are able to talk about these things. Because once, for a long time, anytime men brought this up, he was met with shaming language. But you notice how a lot of men, all of us, in these spaces, call out the same shaming language because we've heard it all before. They have nothing else, logically to combat the things that we're saying, because everything that we're saying is true. If you want to talk about bitterness and resentment, a lot of it comes from the fact that they never attained that fantasy that they thought that they were going to have, that they were conditioned to believe would happen for them one day. The post-wall maggle and the beta male simp mangina, shout out the book, both will have a similar fate. They will never attain that life that they feel like they deserve based on their cooperation or being a damn doormat. On one hand, the man is being a fucking footstool and a doormat. On the other hand, the mago is just used for recreation and out here just living willy-nilly, being very promiscuous, and doesn't get anything on that get any return for that behavior. Both are similar in that instance. And this is why some of them, in a lot of cases, end up together in misery. It's a man who is weak and incompetent, who puts her on a pedestal because he doesn't have any options. He can't focus on his purpose or his vision because he's too busy focusing on her. And unfortunately, the man gets a woman who is past her expiration date, one who is bitter and resentful because she had to settle for him. She will never respect his masculinity because she really doesn't even want to be there. The man that she truly wants and desires will never check for her. Do you feel me? And that's all I wanted to say in this video, guys. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Click that notification bell at the bottom and I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace. I'm out of here.
365 days of the year, I want the same old